Hi, welcome to a video edition of the Faster, Easier, Better show. Today we're going to take a peek under the hood when it comes to organizing. I'm Ellen Goodwin. I'm your co-host. I'm a productivity trainer, speaker, and author, and I help individuals and businesses get their stuff done. And I'm joined today with my co-host,
Lee Silber, the organizing, what's the word? Compulsive organizer? No, that doesn't sound right. I love organizing. Isn't that true? That sounds like a strange thing to say, but I love organizing. I have a book of my 26 books. One of them is called Organizing from the Right Side of the Brain, and that's my approach. I like things to be colorful and visual and easy and out where you can see them. So I'm going to show you my office. That's why we call it a peek under the hood, and explain how a few things are done organizing-wise that help me to be efficient, and it'll help you as well.
Awesome. And I'm going to go into more of, rather than the physical side of organizing, more of the mental and how you can get things done during your days. But I would like to say, I actually have a copy of that book in my closet.
Ooh, in the closet?
In the closet.
How come it's not behind you on your shelf? Featured behind you.
Had I known you had mentioned it, I would have put it up on a, here's his book.
On a pedestal? Thank you.
A little Carol Merrill thing. So that's like,
love it.
That's like dating myself. So let's just jump right in. So let's talk about organizing your office. So right now, we're looking at what's going to happen, we're going to go forward with. Some people are going to go back to work, but a lot of people aren't. They're going to stay home. They're going to be remote workers. So I think it's particularly timely that they know how to set things up, and who better to tell them than you, because you're an organization pro. See how nice I was?
I'll tell you, I have, everywhere I go, where, I work down at the baseball fields and I have an office there, a workshop, and here, and I always tell people, if you ask me for something and I can't find it in under a minute, I will take you to Ruth Chris Steakhouse for dinner on me. And I have yet to have to buy anyone a meal, so it works.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure I couldn't do that. So take us on a tour. Tell us what we should be doing. Inform me.
Sure.
Make me better.
Well, you can't see much behind me, so I'm going to use the camera. I'm going to turn it around so you can kind of see. And I'm going to go quickly because I know you're smart people out there, and you don't want me to belabor the point. But as I go through each thing, I'll explain the rationale behind it. So for me, I didn't say this in our first take that we had a ditch. I said this, but I'll say it again. To me, organizing it's personal and it's your style. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the only way to do it. And books that are like that, I don't agree with. I think you've got to find your natural tendencies, your natural way of doing things, and make them better and work with them rather than fight against them. So these are my things, but you maybe will see something and say, oh, I could use that. Or it'll trigger an idea for you to use, or you might use the idea as it is. So I'll start with this. So I have contact software, but for me, I'm a tactile person. So these are all my leads. And so I have them on index cards, the person's name, and then I just keep notes about what I said to them, what I sent them, and where, ooh, Diane, I need to reach out. So that's a system that, it seems old. It's old school. I tried all the software, and I found this is me. This is me. This works so much better.
Can you drop your camera down just a little bit so we can see it? There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So everything's alphabetized, and it just started out like it was this big. It just keeps growing. So as I call or email or something, I write it down. I don't know why I fight the more modern technology, but anyway, that works. So there you go.
Okay.
So I like to keep the things I use the most, the easiest to get to. Stapler, stamps, Post-it notes, pens, sharpener, all easy, within reach. Same thing over here with the calculator, use it all the time. Right. I'm a big believer in seeing the whole month at a time. So I have this desktop calendar, which I find extremely handy so I don't miss appointments. I have another calendar, but that's, and I use my phone, but this, for me, this works best because I'm always looking at it. Here I put some of my accomplishments from last year, so if I'm feeling kind of like, ugh,
right?
I just look at it. Oh, look, Lee, you're doing all right.
That's awesome, because we need that.
I think I look at that all the time. It reminds me of some nice nice memories of things that happened last year. I'm also, I believe in color coding, so I can just reach out and know by color what something is.
Okay.
And then I am a compulsive goal setter. So this is my monthly goals. Yeah, I know. Monthly goals. And then I created a whole year. This is my plan for the year.
Okay, can you drop down? We can't. There we go. Now we can see it.
So monthly goals, yearly goals.
Awesome.
And I review them before the start of the month, and then just keep trying to get points. That's how this works. The more things I get done, more points I get, the more prizes.
Awesome. And who decides the prizes?
Me.
Okay.
But my wife puts a limit on how much I can spend. So there you go.
But that's good. You know, it's a prize you want.
Right. So the reason I have my books up is not because I read them. It's just a reminder that awards plus my books. All right, I've done this before. I could do it again. It's motivating. Now the things that are rarely used, I keep underneath. And I believe in having clear containers so you can see things at a glance. You don't even have to open it. I still put labels on it, as any good organizer would. But
a labeler.
But these are the things that I don't use that often, so they're a little bit more out of the way. I also believe in, if you're working on a project, to put it on a bulletin board. So these are my things I'm working on. So there you go. And then over here is my computer station. And so I have, I use a binder system over here for the different parts of my life. And again, color coded. And then got to have some personal effects. So this is my wife and I's 30 years from start to not finish. I don't want to say finish. To now. But yeah, from when we first met to today, it's just nice to have that. So these are all the, got to have books. Not that you read them just so you look smart. That's my approach. I don't even really wear glasses. So there you go.
They're just there. You've got there's nothing in there. You just can poke your fingers through.
Yes. And of course, I still believe you save things. So I'm got an actual physical filing cabinet. And I think that's something that a lot of people, they scan everything in. I still like to have the paper version of it because of my age. And then, like I said, I like things out where I can see them. So using a tiered or stacked system works great. So there you go. There's my office.
We have done a full circle on the office.
Yep, and it works. And it's, being organized definitely helps you to be efficient.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So physically organizing, I think that's fantastic. And then I would go on the other side of it and talk about how to plan, how to organize your time. I'm a big believer in energy management trumps time management no matter what. So one of the best things obviously to do is to plan your day the night before. If you can, sit down, it just could be as simple as just grabbing a note card and jot down what you need to get done. Or if you're someone that likes the big to-do list, fine, put the to-do list together. One thing you can do that I've been doing more and more is when I put my to-do list together, I segregate things out, like things that I am responsible for, that I have control over. And then there's a list of things I don't. Say I'm waiting for a response from someone. Let's say, hey, I need some information. I've reached out to them, haven't heard back. Okay, that goes in the column where I have nothing to do for that. I've done my part. I'm waiting. And then you have another list, and it's things that don't have to be done right away. It'd be awesome if you could get them done. But, there are probably things that roll. You've got those things on your to-do list that roll. And eventually you either do them or you just chuck them. So do this list the night before. So you could, like I said, do a full to-do list. Just do, if you want, just a short little thing. I had a notepad here, but a Post-it note. And you can just do a Post-it note with 5 things that you want to be your outcomes for the day. And not say, okay, I have to do this, 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 but you just have the outcome. That's a little bit like your goal list. You've got your goals on it for the week and the month, but it's not like you say, this is how I have to do it. You just know I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get that outcome. And so an outcome list, it is one of my favorite things, because you just, I'm going to do 5 things. I put them on a Post-it note. There's the 5 things. And at the end of the day, boom, I have gotten them done. Now, sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed or hard to focus, which happens, especially lately, I'll just put each one of my outcomes on one note. Just one note, one outcome, and then I'll stack them on my desk, and so I can only see the one outcome, and then I'll just work on that one. When it's done, boop, away, throw it away. Very successful. I've done that. And so the idea is, at the end of the day, the 5 notes are gone. So I just want to make sure. One of my other ones that I've been doing, and I've done this one for a long time, and I think you do this too with your goals. You just probably don't call it that, what I'm going to call it, which is think of Friday on Monday, which sounds like, all right, I'm like ready to go Friday here partying. It's Monday. No, I think about how I want to feel on Friday, that I've accomplished all of these things. So what am I going to have to do each day? Back timing my week to Monday to Tuesday. What am I going to have to do each day in order for me to achieve what I want to on Friday? It's not very difficult. You look at it, let's go back to your idea with your goals. If you want this to be done this week, then what has to happen Thursday? And in order for that to happen Thursday, what has to happen Wednesday? And in order for that, so you just go backwards. You're just looking at Friday on a Monday, which makes it a lot easier to go through your week. You're awfully quiet over there, Lee. You're just...
I have to say, Ellen, I've known you for a long time, and I just learned 2 things that I'm going to use. So I'm very impressed. Bravo.
I'm sorry. I figured you already did that. I figured, that's the way.
The Post-it note thing, I love that. I've tried all different kinds of, to-do lists, whatever.
Right.
And I've kind of come back to making just a list, and that seems to work the best. But getting stale. I'm gonna get some color-coded Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, I'm sure in one of your boxes you've got a ton of Post-it notes.
And the other thing, I do this where if I have a big project, what gets me through is knowing what it'll feel like when I'm done. I try and focus on the feeling of, because I've done it's putting together a presentation. I put a lot of work into those, and it's long nights, but I know when I'm done how great that feels. So I focus on that in the beginning and middle to get me to the end. So
gotcha.
I believe everything you said is the gospel of efficiency. Gospel. It works.
Yeah. And with those big projects, also making small, breaking them down so you have little victories along the way, instead of that one victory that's okay when you give the speech, and then all the way to get there isn't very fun. But if you've got little victories, it makes it better.
Well, I believe in the power of 3s. So Steve Jobs always used the 3 main points or 3. Right. So I will make, even though it'll end up being one slide deck, I cut it up into little pieces. Oh, the 3 things, the intro and the outro. Yeah. And then I get the sense of accomplishment of finishing the introduction part. You know what I mean? So it's 4 or 5 smaller slide decks. Then I end up putting them together. But if it's one big one, it just overwhelms me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's 2 more things I want to touch on for organizing, and that's 2 different kinds of lists. We've already talked about the to-do list, so we all know about that. But what about the to-don't list? The no list, knowing what you're going to say no to. E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, back in the 50s, he got a letter inviting him to be on this commission for the Eisenhower administration. Now, E.B. White was a huge introvert, suffered from anxiety, and all he really wanted to do was write, and he wrote beautifully. So when he got this letter, he wrote another letter back to them and said, I must decline because of secret reasons. Thank you. Boom. He didn't go into, I want to stay home, or I'm building a chicken coop, or he just said, I must decline for secret reasons. But he knew what his reasons were. That was his no. And I think if we know our no's, we're going to better guard our time and our energy by saying, no, that doesn't benefit me. And have that list, make a list. These are my no's. I'm not going to go on Zoom calls right now that don't serve me. I was on one yesterday and I made a note in my calendar that says, don't do this next week because it was a waste of my time. So knowing your no's. And then finally, always have, a blank piece of paper by you during the day. And that is going to become your back burner list. Because when you're focusing on stuff and you're trying to get things done, back of your brain goes, oh, remember you should do this. And it's not anything you really need to do right then. Your brain just doesn't want you focusing. So you take your back burner list, you write it down. Maybe it was, hey, you should call mom about this. Okay, mom doesn't have to be called that moment. Love you, mom, but you don't. So just write it down on your back burner list. We just lost you, Lee. There you are.
I'm coming back.
Oh, you're coming back.
I'm running out of energy.
Okay, well, we're wrapping this up. So
good, because my battery's almost dead.
Have a back burner list. So those are some ways you can organize your day. Lee showed you how to organize the office. I'm showing you how to organize your day. So you take a peek under the hood. Become faster, easier, better. Make that your day. So that is going to wrap it up. And we thank you for being here with us. If you want to contact us, all of our info is down below. And like the video, like the podcast, and subscribe. Any last words, Lee?
No, you did a good job of wrapping it up succinctly. I love your section and I learned a lot. So I'm thrilled.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to go get I need some more colored folders and stuff to color coordinate my office, because sometimes I can't find things within 1 minute, and I'm going to owe a lot of people dinners at Ruth Chris. So thanks for being here. Take care, and we'll see you on our next video.